Ladies and gentlemen, feast your eyes on these feats of Preston.
Hello my friends and welcome to the stream. We're doing some Battlegrounds tonight. I've got a couple of people joining me already, and if we get some viewers in the stream who want to join, then we will get you guys in as well. We're just waiting for one person to hop over to another character, and then we are going to get going. So welcome all of you and thank you for joining us. Let me know how the volume on my mic sounds. I've been playing around with the settings a little bit to try to get rid of some of the background noise. We've been having some of those issues in a lot of videos, so I've been tweaking things, trying to fix that, but I just want to make sure that it's not too quiet. So if you could let me know in the chat how that sounds, that would be very helpful. And I think we're going to go ahead and queue up. Looks like we got an invite out there pending. I think we're going to need to reform the group. So welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us on the stream tonight. We're going to have to reform our party here. Get the invites out. And looks like we're reading the party chat. Alright, here we go. And then Master Mage, get you in here. And we'll go ahead and queue up. Oops, double clicked it. No problem though. So, welcome everyone to the stream. Thank you all for joining us. I'm happy to see you all here. We're doing some Battlegrounds tonight. Gonna be on the Warrior, at least to start things out. And I think we're gonna start with arms. So if you have any questions, if you have any comments, considerations, please feel free to post them in the chat. It'd be great to have a conversation while we're doing these BGs. And we'll look at the talents again once we get into a battleground here. In the meantime, I don't want to do dailies. No real point in doing those at this point in Legion. This point in Legion, even. Get a ninja invite out there. Hopefully he got the queue. Guess we'll find out once we get loaded in here. Alright. So we are in the Seething Shore, playing some Arms Warrior 2 in Battlegrounds tonight. Like I said earlier, if you guys could let me know how the volume sounds in the chat, that would be very helpful. Been tweaking some settings to try and eliminate some of the background noise. Let's go ahead and go through the talents that we are running with for PvP as Arms, at least in the pre-patch. Probably this will likely be the same for the most part at 120, but we'll look at some of the talents that we're running with. So we've got War Machine. This gives you more rage when you auto attack, and then a nice buff every time you kill an enemy. Stormbolt, because that's the only stun accessible to warriors, and stuns are really important, I think, in PvP. Massacre for many executes. Bounding Stride from mobility. Warbreaker for AoE Colossus Smash. Something I mentioned before that you've probably seen in videos is you have to be careful when you're running Warbreaker, because you can use this without a target, or you can miss your target with this. And not because you don't have enough hit rating, but because it has a radius and you can use it regardless of whether anyone is actually in that radius or not. So there's something to be aware of. Deadly Calm, because you can use this once an enemy is below 35% health with Massacre and then get off a bunch of executes in a row, both to stay on target with Death Sentence and also just to do a ton of damage and try to get a kill in. And then I really like Dreadnought for PvP. 2 charges on Overpower is really nice. PvP talents, already talked about Death Sentence. That gives us a 15-yard range on execute and a charge if you're not rooted. You still have the range on it regardless of whether you're rooted or not, so that's really useful. Sharpened Blade is something you'll always want to run with as Arms in PvP. Just buffs Mortal Strike by a lot. Get rid of that. I don't know. And then gives you that healing reduction by 50%. So really important for getting kill windows in. And then I like Storm of Destruction because Blade Storm is really strong as a CC immunity and for its AoE damage. Where are you, Druid? And then of course we've got Gladiator's Medallion. And Fear. Oh. Slow this Druid. We got that Azerite. And let's move towards this one over here. Ooh, come back here, Mr. DK. You know you want to. Pop Deadly Calm. Didn't really need to use it there, but alright. Let's get on this rogue. Get this hunter down as well. Welcome everyone who's joining us. I'm happy to see people starting to get in the chat here. We're doing some Battlegrounds on the Warrior tonight, playing Arms in this one. We've got 4 people in the group right now, but we do have a spot for 1 viewer if anyone wants to join us for another one. Be very happy to get you guys in here. So far we are neck and neck. 300-300. Let's go fight at this node. We'll get on this healer. Let's get a fear bomb out there.
Supplies incoming. Grab them, champions.
And stun. Try and set things up here. Nope, couldn't quite get it. Couldn't get that off. He's died by the sword. Taking a lot of damage here. Keep up the good work. Thanks for the guides with Warrior. Improve your gameplay greatly. Thanks, man. Thank you, Michael. Happy to hear that. I really enjoy making videos, and it's always good to hear that they're actually helping people out. Just kind of a note on that, once BFA is live and once I've gotten some characters to 120, well, we're going to start with the Warrior, obviously it's going to be my main, but once we get there I'm going to start making some guides for 120 specific content as well. We may see some changes in what talents are optimal, going from, you know, the pre-patch shenanigans into the live environment that everything's actually balanced around, and then also we'll get a chance to look at Azerite traits and talk about those, all that good stuff as well. So keep a lookout for more guides. One thing I'd like to do, I don't know how realistic this is, but I'd like to get a guide in on, like, for every class and every spec in the game. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Popped Deadly Calm and then immediately got blinded. Well played, Mr. Rogue. So, yeah, that's obviously going to take a while to get done. Alright, we'll drink of that sap. We're just going to Blade Storm you. Got him down. Alright. Wow, we are losing all of a sudden. But yeah, that's kind of on the plan, on the agenda for the channel. Obviously, we're going to be starting with Warrior guides because that's my main character. It's the character that I'm most familiar with as things go, as things are right now. But I will eventually hope to get to every spec. I have every class except for Priest up to level 110 now, so it'll just be a matter of leveling them up to 120 and then getting familiar enough to put out a guide with all the correct information. Let's hit this node. Hopefully we don't get interrupted. I'm not gonna hold my breath on that one, but oh, come on. 0.1 seconds. And here comes the team. Alright. Yeah. I can't trinket that. Let's fear these rogues. I got no defensives either. This is gonna hurt. Yeah, so we're gonna be putting out guides for hopefully every class and every spec. So as a note on that, once we start getting into those guides, I'll be posting, you know, in the comments asking for feedback on what classes you want to see guides for, and hopefully that'll allow us to get some more audience interaction on the channel. They really need to fix the pathing on that ship. It's so annoying going outside of the map when you're just trying to res. Alright, here should be. We'll get on this hunter here. Alright, we'll get on this mage then. We'll get on this healer once he's out of. Oh, looks like their whole team's coming. This is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt. I want to give a thank you to all of you who are joining us tonight. Let me know in the chat how the volume is sounding on my microphone. I mentioned it earlier. I'm not sure how many people were in the chat watching the stream at that point, but I've been doing some tweaking to my microphone settings and my software settings to try to get things a little bit cleaned up, a little bit more consistent, and eliminate some of that background noise. So let me know how the audio sounds. Good grief. So much CC. We're closing the gap a little bit. It was 700 to 400. Sounds good. Thank you, Michael. Happy to hear that. All right. Here we go. We will hop back in. If you're new to the channel, if you haven't been around for a while, consider subscribing to the channel. We do have a lot of videos going out right now. We've got pretty much 2 to 3 videos a week, as well as 2 to 3 live streams every week. So if you're not subscribed and you like the content, you like listening to my voice or just hearing me ramble on about nonsense, then go ahead and give us a subscription and you will get notified when we put content out. And it really helps us out too. This DK just wants to be all over me. Let's drop a fear. Hey, at least I got a good fear off before I died there. We're on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. We also have a Discord, so feel free to join any of those that you are interested in. Right, let's get back into the action. Let's see. We got a couple people up there. We'll go to that one. Looks like there's some action. Slide right down the hill. Alright. Maybe I should have gone to a different one. Yeah, let's reconsider here. That's a good opportunity to Blade Storm. Got the mage down. The voice of a Norse god. Big Pit, thank you for the sub, man. Really appreciate it. Really helps us out. Actually, the comment I get most often about my voice, at least in the comments on YouTube videos, is that I sound like John Krasinski, Jim from The Office. I look absolutely nothing like him. Maybe we'll get a camera one of these days. But that's what people seem to think I sound like. And that DK, he's just on it. Well, one of the DKs. Guess they're both doing pretty well. Can sort of hear it. Yeah, if I like really pay attention to it, I guess I can hear it too. But it's not a bad comparison. Jim's probably my favorite character on The Office, so there's that. Alright, where's the action? Let's go this far one. No, I will save you. I will save you if I can leap in. Oh, maybe it's too late. Let's get a Blade Storm up. We'll pop defensives. And it was too late. Locate them on your map and secure those sites. It's a lot of red at the top of the scoreboard in this one. And yet somehow we are still tied.
For the Alliance.
Drop in. And we're leading. Is there any Azrael? Ooh, this one right here might decide it. Where's it? It's not right there. It's over here. What am I doing? Can we get it? Will we get it? It's true, it doesn't want me to. Next one wins. I'm just gonna try to keep them off of it. Oh, they got one. Well, that score was a lot closer than it should have been based on the kills and the scoreboard itself. But hey, we'll take it. Alright, if anyone is in the stream and wants to get in, hit me up and we can trade battle tags and get you in to these BGs. I'm going to go ahead and queue, so be on it real quick if you want to get in. Queues tend to go pretty quickly as Alliance, so if you are interested in getting in, we can always get you in the next one. If it pops before we get anyone. So, how is everyone doing preparing for Battle for Azeroth? Only got a week left in Legion, less than a week now before it goes live globally. Made a couple of videos just talking about things to do to prep for that. Things to be aware of, like the content release schedule. Got a video up on that. Got one coming out tomorrow just talking about my thoughts on balancing time between your main character and alts if you're into playing alts. I know some people are, some people aren't. Some people like to just stick to their main character all the time. Personally, I have a ton of alts. I have 11 of the 12 classes at 110. And I've been putting a lot of time into leveling a priest up to try and get as close to, well, as high as I can before BFA goes live. Alright, here's the queue. Apparently this battleground is actually located in Stranglethorn. I don't think I've ever accidentally zoomed out on that map. Sweet, Hellstones and food. Recipe for success. Alright, so we are playing ARMS in Battlegrounds tonight. These are the talents we're running with. I think most of you guys were not quite in yet when we were starting the first one talking about talents, so we'll talk about them here as well. We've got War Machine, Stormbolt, War Machine for the proc and just the extra baseline rage. This procs all the time in BGs, really nice to have. Stormbolt for the stun, obviously. Massacre, because getting executes in on 35% health targets is really, really nice. Kind of synergizing with that, we'll skip ahead and talk about Deadly Calm. You can use this when you get a target near, like into the execute range, so at like 35% or even just a little bit below that, and then you'll get enough executes off to probably land a killing blow. And then Death Sentence goes along that by allowing you to stick on your target when execute is up. So these three talents have a ton of synergy. Really, really nice for trying to squeeze in kills when you might not otherwise be able to get them. Banding Stride for the mobility, Warbreaker for AoE Colossus Smash. This is really nice if you can drop Warbreaker on a bunch of stun targets and then get Blade Storm off. Particularly with another PvP talent, Storm of Destruction. You can get a Blade Storm off every minute, which is really nice for the CC immunity, and then you also get your MS effect on all targets that are hit by Blade Storm. Dreadnought, I really like having 2 charges of Overpower in PvP. It allows you to get those stacks on Mortal Strike really quickly, and Overpower is just really nice for attacking, you know, for example, rogues using evasion, or if you're playing another arms warrior and they're using die by the sword. Sharpened Blade is the other PvP talent. This is always, always, always going to be one that I run with as arms, and then Gladiator's Medallion. So, let's get into the fray. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. And we're dead. I think neither side had any healers. So this is just going to be classic team deathmatch style right now. A big shout out and welcome and thank you to all of you who are joining us on the stream tonight. Very happy to see you all here. Really appreciate your support. And I hope I can deliver some entertainment as well. Am I going to die in this sphere? I might die in this. Wow, that's a lot of CC. Guess their whole team was going up that way. Hey, somehow we're flipping carts. sent the whole team to get the one on the bridge up there. Ooh, nice try. Nice try, Mr. Rogue. Alright, you can blind me if you really want to. Blind me and run right into my friends. And here they come. This is where we regret taking Bounding Stride over defensive stance. Let's see. Alright. Get on this warrior. Go. Got him down. Thought we were going to be off to a rough start there, but it looks like we've kind of established things fairly well. Let's get on this rogue before he gets back into stealth. Need help out down here. Don't have charge yet. And we'll just Blade Storm to get out of that route. Let's use the Health Stone here. And let's hop over and grab this Healy buff. See if you can save me. So many heals. So many heals for Rhett. We're dominating the scores right now. Scoreboard looks pretty even, but we're on top by 500 points. Of course, this one can turn around pretty quickly. Let's interrupt that blizzard. We'll fear. Ooh, this may have been a mistake. Yeah, Chaos Bolt. Chaos Bolt is always a mistake. Well, taking Chaos Bolt is always a mistake. Hindsight, it may have been better to go with a few defensive talents in this one. But it's too late to change them now. Alright, let's get back at it. Let's get on this mage. Let's get on this rogue. Hello there. I think you were trying to get away. Ooh, you have a friend. You got a couple of friends. People die so fast without healers and BGs. It's pre-patch for you. I have to say, you know, I'm not too concerned about the general balance of things in the pre-patch. I don't think they've ever had a pre-patch where everything was well balanced. At least none that I've been playing during, and I've played during most of them. The thing that does concern me is I've seen quite a few battlegrounds with unbalanced healers, and I'm hoping that's just a bug that they're working on ironing out, or maybe just people aren't queuing up as healers right now, or are queuing as healers and then switching. But that's hopefully that's something we get cleaned up once BFA actually goes live. Let's sit down and eat here. Still in combat, can't. There we go. Full health. Let's go back at him. Stun the mage. Hamstring him. We're doing pretty well. Doing pretty well in here. Pretty even on kills. We've got 32, we've got 31, something like that. But the score tells the real story. We've got it down to a 3 cap now. Let's start on... Oh, this is going to be rough. Let's try the Paladin because he's closest. Disarmed. And we're going to die. Man, Chaos Bolt hits hard right now. Well, I see like 6 different names attacking me in my combat log, so less about Chaos Bolt and more about just getting focused. Alright, next cart we should get the victory. And we'll just avoid that combat there. This one, make sure we capture it. Didn't even need to get there. Nicely done. Welcome those of you who are just joining us. We are doing Battlegrounds tonight. We've got a group of 4 going. We've got room for 1 more, so if anyone is interested in joining and is not in the group, feel free to hit me up and we'll see if we can get you in. Gonna let my guild know as well. Been having good success as Arms so far in the pre-patch. I really like the way that Arms is playing, and that's looking good because if anyone else saw the the Simcraft preliminary results for Tier 22, well, not looking so hot for Fury. I'm just looking solid, like right in the middle of the pack, and Fury was taking up the rear just ahead of the tanks. So hopefully that, hopefully there's a little bit of tuning that's going to go on there because Fury is my favorite spec to play in the game. But I like Arms. I really do like Arms. And if it's that much better than Fury, then I'll be happy to play that, at least for a bit. That tends to be how it goes, though. Arms starts out much stronger, and then Fury just scales better with gear. Although, that might not be the case in BFA, because secondary stats are going to be a lot less of an impact. Just because Azerite gear has no secondaries on it. And the Heart of Azeroth has a lot, but doesn't have enough to make up for 3 pieces missing all of their secondary stats. So we'll see what scaling looks like, but if Fury's going to rely on scaling, then we might be in trouble as Fury Warriors. But I'm happy to play Arms. I'm very happy to play Arms. And Prost's not bad. Like, all tanks kind of take it on the chin in high-end content right now. But Prot is at least fun. Ooh, we got a feast up. Got a feast, still got a health stone from that last BG. Oh my gosh. 15 DPS. We have no healers. I'll just switch to Holy Warrior right here. Well, I mean, at least it's consistent, right? Oh, no, they got a Resto Druid. Alright, well, we'll just have to focus him. They get another healer. The 30 players in this battleground, there is 1 healer. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be fun. I'll go rest the warrior real quick. We'll pull up the talents. I'm not going to read them all off, but put them up there so you guys can see them. I think most of you guys have been around for a couple of BGs so far now. So, haven't changed any of them up yet. Maybe I should have, given how the last one with no healers went, but we'll see. We'll see. Some people were saying push lumber mill. These numbers are not inspiring me. Not at all. Looks like most of them went blacksmith. Or at least half of them went blacksmith. Here comes the rogue with the clever name. Blade storm this rogue. Thankfully their healer didn't come up here. Oh, he did. We just killed him. Alright. Well, that's a good start then. Looks like stables need some help. So we'll go there. Wow, they have a lot of rogues. This is at least 4 different rogues I've seen. And execute, got the shaman down. We'll pop that by the sword on these guys. They're gonna focus me. Blind. Bleed kept him out of stealth. Nice. And we got 3-2. No buff is up there. Ooh, hello, Mr. Rogue. Pretty sure he just ran into a trap. That's funny. Ooh, we're making it 4-1. Means we're probably going to lose a base. Let's see where they go from blacksmith. Unless they just abandon blacksmith. Ah, it's lumber mill. I don't think anyone called that. Let's play storm these rogues. Don't think so. Defended it. Very nice. Yeah, they all just res the blacksmith. Let's see if they defended or if they disperse. Well, we got 4-1 for now. So I don't think we're going to hold farm for very long. Hop down to the action, see if we can keep them up flag for a bit. Once again, thank you to everyone who's joining us tonight. I'm happy to see you all in the stream. If you have any questions about what we're doing or what we're playing tonight, please feel free to ask them. If you want to get involved, if you want to be a part of the stream, we've got one spot open in our group after this BG, so let me know, and we'll try to get you in. Let's go back to the flag. Not that rogue. Come on in. Let's see, there's a heal buff. There's a speed buff. Alright. I'll take that. And we'll get attacked. Fear. And let's eat. Let's eat. Can I eat? Please. Why am I still in combat? There we go. Thought I had the food on my bars. No, I have it there as Fury. Yeah, alt bracket will work. And there goes stables. That's okay. We still got 3. See if there's a Zerking buff or something. Nope. We have a rogue over there killing that mage. Excuse me. Need a drink of water, apparently. That's better. Oh, there's a rogue over there attacking that mage. Keep it on the flag. There goes lumber mill too, maybe. Let's stun this rogue. And we'll blade storm. Yeah, we're getting stables back. Nice. Nicely done, boys and girls. And girls. Could be girls in here. Let's take this. Nope. Okay, his medallion is not tickable. Looks like there's a lot up at lumber mill. Well, looks like I'm on farm duty. Once again, a big thank you to everyone who's joining us on the stream tonight. Happy to see lots of people watching. If you have any questions about what we're doing, about what the channel is doing, how we're growing, where we're trying to do, what the goals are, please feel free to ask them in the chat. I'd be happy to chat with you. Well, if they're going to try to hold lumber mill and gold mine, that's okay. Don't really have a safe route to get from one to the other if we attack. Meanwhile, I stand here alone. Really just waiting around for a rogue to jump me. They have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's all. Just 6 rogues. Well, it's not a rogue, but here comes a warrior. Blade storm. Pop die by the sword. Call for help because I'm gonna lose this one. Ooh, nice. nice lay on hands, but see if we can't get a nope. Right, let's get on the healer. Kill his totems. That is a well-placed Earthbind totem. I'll just stun him. Apparently I was more than feared. Thorns up, some executes. Got him down. Use. Well, the warrior died and the paladin bubbled right as soon as I popped sweeping strikes. Let's see if there's a heal buff up. No, but there's a berserking buff up. Got him. That was a nice clear. Feel pretty good about that. Smells like one of my neighbors is barbecuing. Maybe I should make sure that's not actually a fire. Our smoke alarm is right above me and it's not going off, so... And there he is. There's a rogue. Get him down. Got him. That rogue's not very good. Let's go and eat. Alright. I'm gonna AFK for a minute, guys. I smell some smoke. I need to make sure nothing around here is on fire. I'll be back in just a minute. And we're back. Good news, my house is not on fire. Just smelled smoke from the outside. Just had a window open, and so that's why we were smelling stuff. So, let's get back into another BG. One of my friends in the group who lives maybe like 50 miles southeast of where I live said there's a huge fire somewhere in between us. Smoke's probably getting blown up in this direction. Seems reasonable. I do live in Southern California, and California is usually on fire somewhere. It's an unfortunate reality, but it is what it is. Welcome those of you who are joining us. The good news is my apartment is not on fire. The bad news is there was a smell of smoke, so I had to check that out. But we are back, we are safe, and we are doing more Battlegrounds. Just waiting for the queue to pop here. We're playing ARMS tonight. Getting used to it because ARMS is probably going to be the go-to spec for Warriors, at least at the start of BFA, based on how things are simming, at least. The Squad 789, glad I caught you. Your vids have helped me develop my Warrior game a ton. Happy to hear it, man. Thank you so much for telling me. I really enjoy making videos. It's become a really fun hobby of mine. And it makes it all the better when I hear that people are actually being helped out by those videos. Take something that's, you know, a fun hobby to do and makes it a lot more just personally valuable to me. So thank you for sharing. Happy to hear that. And I'm happy you got to catch the live stream. So, we're back in Arathi Basin now, and we have some healers this time. Of course, that means that Horde probably does as well. Let's see. Oh, none so far. There's a Druid, Mistweaver, and a Priest. So, Bane Touch, Bells, and False Prophet. Alright. You guys will be my friends. So we've got a few new people in here, so we'll go over the talents again in this BG. We're running War Machine for the proc, mostly. The 10% rage from auto attacks is nice, but that proc tends to happen all the time in Battlegrounds. Stormbolt for the stun, Massacre for execute on targets below 35% health, Bounding Stride for the mobility, Warbreaker for the AoE Colossus Smash, Deadly Calm for tons of executes when we get a target under 35% health, and then Dreadnought for 2 charges of overpower. PvP talents, running Gladiator's Medallion, as always. Is that a Feast of the Fishes? No, that's a Surmar Feast. Gladiator's Medallion, as always. Sharpened Blade, as always, for arms. Death Sentence for the execute charge, and just the 15%, the 15-yard range is huge. So even if you get rooted and someone's standing like 12 yards away, you can still hit them with execute. You just obviously don't get the charge. Really nice to have. And then Storm of Destruction. I love Bladestorm in PvP for the CC immunity. It's really nice to stick on targets if you start getting slowed and rooted, and also getting the MS debuff out of it is just massive. Because if you get a crowd of like 5 or more people, you can throw MS up on all of them with Bladestorm with this talent. Really, really nice to have. Alright, let's see what's going on here. We've got a good crew coming up. So do they. I'm gonna jump in fear. Wow, they brought a lot of healers. Oh my goodness, they brought their whole team. Let's see if we can manage to survive here. Try and stun. Just do whatever we can. Get on this Mistweaver a little bit. this is a losing battle up here right now. Would I recommend Arms over Fury in World PvP? Seems they lack self-healing. So in World PvP, I would probably go Fury for the most part, unless you have healers with you. Arms, if you want self-healing, you can take Second Wind, and then if you get a chance to like Stormbolt and then leap away and reset, you can get a decent amount of healing while you've got your enemy CC'd. So you can kind of play that way, but that's more of a niche, and if there's more than one person attacking you, you're probably not going to be able to get that off. Alright, looks like all the action is up at Lumbermill, so we will go back there. If we can just keep them off the flag, we might be able to flip farm there too. Yeah, you can do that in one-on-one situations. It's a lot harder to pull off if there's actual groups fighting. No, Mr. Mistweaver. No! Aw, you gotta be kidding me. I had him too. Execute with my next global cooldown. Oh, it looks like we got pushed away. Let's go reinforce Blacksmith. I think we're gonna need the help somewhere. But yeah, generally Arms is gonna be better if you have a healer available. Just the combination of the defensives that you have as Arms are stronger. Enraged Regen is a nice defensive, especially, but if you can't guarantee uptime on your target, then I'd already charged when I saw that priest was sheeped. Doesn't matter, we should maybe be able to kill him. He tries to mind control, I'm gonna interrupt him. Let's just stun him. Yeah, but the combination of... Oh my gosh. Can't kill this priest. Alright, next MS, he should die. Ready? Here we go. Got him, finally. We got a 4 cap. We got a 5 cap going. If we can hold Lumbermill. They pushed everything to Lumbermill, and it backfired on them. Yeah, so what I was saying is Arms is generally going to be better because your defensives are better. Die by the Sword is a more reliable cooldown than Enraged Regen is, because you have to have uptime on your target to get the full effect of Enraged Regen. Die by the Sword, the parry chance is massive, and on top of the parry chance, you still get that 30% damage reduction. Obviously, both specs have Rallying Cry, but I think, I mean, Die by the Sword is a little bit better, and then if you want to look at the defensive talents, Defensive Stance is really, really strong. Yeah. Defensive Stance is incredibly strong. 20% damage taken reduction is huge. I know Fury has Warpaint, which is 10% damage reduction while Enraged is up, but that, again, that requires you to have uptime on the target to maintain Enrage. And a lot of the time, when you need defensive assistance, when you need a defensive cooldown up, or just any defensive ability, you probably don't have uptime on your target, and that's one of the reasons why you need a defensive. So, yeah, Warpaint. That's right. So I like Defensive Stance better. Enduring Range, you mean I think it's Enraged Regeneration, right? Pull up the spellbook. Yeah, Enraged Regeneration. I mean, they're both good, but I think the defensive edge goes to Arms, and then offensively, first of all, Arms is tuned a little bit stronger, but more importantly, Mortal Strike is a game changer as a warrior in PvP. Just being able to to throttle incoming healing is absolutely huge. Alright, let's see what we got here. Keep that fear. Never mind. Don't need help. It's better to call the ink and then call it off than not call it and lose the base. What do my macros look like? Do I have any burst macros? I don't have any burst macros anymore. I might still have some left over from Legion, but they don't work anymore. The global cooldown changes really put a hamper. I mean, you can use cast sequence macros, but I've never done that. I think it's actually a disadvantage to bind a lot of keys to the same, a lot of abilities to the same key and then try to hit it in a row. Especially if you get CC'd, those can get broken pretty easily. So the only macros, well, I have a few on my alt modifiers here, but these are just targeting arena frames. So this is Arena 1 interrupt, Arena 2, Arena 3, those are interrupts, and then storm bolts, and then charges. So I use those. I can bring them up. Let me just make sure we're not going to lose the base here. I'll give this berserking buff too. And then the other one that I use all the time, I'll show as well. Alright, let's just bring them up. So, well, okay, so this one is my charge macro, and it has a cancel or a blade storm built into it. The reason for that is if you pop blade storm and then someone uses a speed move, like a movement speed boost to get away from you, and you need to stick on them, it's really useful to be able to cancel blade storm and charge at the same time. I use this one all the time too. This is just a heroic leap at cursor, so this eliminates the need to click the reticle. I'll bring those back up after this fight here. I'm probably going to lose. Yeah, we're gonna die here. That was a lot of damage from that rogue. Don't think I can get in before he caps it. He won't have all of his offensive abilities this time. Oh man. We lost it good. Well, let's bring those back up. So we got 30 seconds here. So this just casts Heroic Leap at your cursor, so you don't have to use the targeting reticle. Nice B-res. Yeah, so I use this one on all 3 specs, and then I have one for my Demon Hunter as well for Infernal Strike. It does the same thing, so you can just immediately leap. And if you put your cursor, like, if I put it like way out here in the mountains, it'll just leap to the farthest point that your targeting reticle would go. You do run into some line of sight issues with this, but you'd be running into those using the reticle anyway, and this way it's just 1 click that gets messed up instead of 2. Oh, we actually did 5-cap that. I wasn't even paying attention to that. Nice. We are doing well in BGs so far tonight. Just popping. So there's those 2, and then like I mentioned, the just arena frame ones. And those are just casting those abilities at a target. So I can bring those up if people are interested in taking a look at them. One of our guys has to drop here. I have a feeling that might mean a couple other people do too. We'll see how that goes. Looks like everyone's going to sleep. So, on that note, if anyone in the stream wants to get in, I'm going to do at least one more battleground here. Things are going well. So if anyone in the stream does, hit me up in the chat, let me know, and we can get you in. Alright. Go ahead and queue for it, just to get it started. And then... macros. So we'll just bring up this one as an example. So this is, actually let's bring up Pummel. So this is show tooltip Pummel, and then /cast in brackets at arena 1 Pummel. So if you have 3 arena targets, and let's say the first one is the healer and the second one is a mage, it's really useful to have these macros split out. So then I can hit Alt 1, and that will interrupt the healer. Alt 2 would interrupt the mage. Alt 3 would be casting it on whatever the third target is. Yeah, so those are generally what those are used for. And then charge would be to make sure that you get on that target. And then, obviously, if you want to stun a target, it's just really useful to be able to take actions on a arena target other than the one that you are currently targeting. I'm by no means a great arena player. The highest rating I've ever had is like 1870, which is, you know, it's not awful, but it's nothing to write home about. But having macros for that kind of thing is really helpful in arena. But yeah, I don't have any burst DPS macros because the the global cooldown changes. I had one for Fury in Legion that kind of popped everything with Fury or with Battlecry, but alas, it is no more. Since we're going solo in this arena, or in this battleground, not arena, sorry. I was talking about my arena macros, had that word stuck in my head. I am going to go ahead and switch to Fury. Right in time for it to pop. Alright, so let's show the talents that I use for Fury in PvP. This is what I've been running with, the build I've been running with. Almost exclusively, pretty much exclusively. I think I am gonna switch this one out, but let's go through everything first. Yeah, notice Arms doesn't have too much that falls in line together for burst. Yeah, it's pretty much just, you know, buff up your Mortal Strike using Overpower and Sharpened Blade, and then you can pop Colossus Smash or Warbreaker, and that's your DPS cooldown window right there. On the one hand, it's nice that it's simplified, and yet you still have like this build up with Arms that plays in pretty nicely together. But you definitely don't have, you know, 4 or 5 abilities to chain together. You can take Avatar if you want that extra cooldown, but Avatar is on the global cooldown as well, so you can't really macro it with anything. I guess you can macro it with the Sharpened Blade. Any reason for Carnage over Frothing? I like the playstyle of Carnage a lot better. And also, at least in the pre-patch, it's better because it increases the damage that Rampage does. And the 4-piece for Antorus gives you 2 big bonuses to Rampage damage. So there's 18% on a 4-second bleed from using Rampage for the 2-piece, another 15% damage on the 4-piece, and then another 15% for Carnage. That's just a ton of extra damage on Rampage. So just right now, Carnage is tuned better, and I like the playstyle better. I like going from one Rampage right into the next one. Those have very short times though, like 4 seconds long. Use Avatar yourself. I think Colossus Smash is like a 10-second debuff. And then everything else is just buffing Mortal Strike. No, the 4-piece does work in PvP right now. All set bonuses, at least from Antorus, are working in Battlegrounds and PvP. See if I don't die before we can get on someone. You'll see the bleed from Rampage get applied. Let's get on this Hunter. See, there's that bleed from Rampage going out. So, yeah, set bonuses do work in PvP now. Yeah, that was a change in the pre-patch. I think the reasoning is that they removed stat templates, so there's like a little bit of scaling up at the bottom end, I think, but gear matters in PvP again. And set bonuses do count. They do work. So, I noticed that the first battleground I went into, and I was like, wait a minute, why do I have a bleed as Fury? And then I realized, oh, that's my two-piece. So, yeah. And then just having more access to Rampage is really, really nice anyway. Yeah, set bonuses are going away in BFA because of the Azerite armor. And Azerite traits are going to work in PvP, so maybe that's just trying to be consistent there. Walked right into that capacitor totem. I didn't even see it. Let's pop some defensives here. Oh, we're gonna die. Should not have gone across the bridge. Man, that's a lot of action. Right around the center mine. That's our whole team except for this guy. Looks like we don't even have anyone going for the carts. I don't think anyone has touched either one. Well, on that note, I think I will. I think the set bonuses affecting PvP are a little bit of the problem with how out of control the damage is right now. But that's only going to matter for another week, right? And it's not in rated play anymore, so not the biggest of deals. Let's see, is this guy going to attack me? Try to stop me? Probably not. Alright. Let's go double leap to win. Gonna be like a poor man's demon hunter. This warlock's going to attack me. It's okay, we'll just stun him. Well, we don't actually have anyone up here. Alright. Just trying to chase. Yeah, we're gonna die here. I should just run it back through mid, I guess. No, legendaries do not work in battlegrounds. They will work. They do work in world PvP. So if you do like a war mode group, and go out and farm honor, farm kills that way, you will get the benefit from them. But they don't work in instanced PvP combat. You still get the item level boost, which is less extreme because they're like 265, whereas item level 1000 should have been scaled down to something like 300. But it is what it is. Let's go kill their flag carrier. Got a druid coming too. Yeah, things would be really out of control if legendaries worked too. And we actually kill the Shaman. Of course we can. I don't know if those things were announced in the patch notes actually though. I don't remember reading about them. I just remember noticing it once I got into the game. It was a surprising change to me. I think I'd heard that the it's a big heal. Let's go grab this big heal. I think I'd heard that the stat templates were going away, but I hadn't heard that set bonuses were going to work. Have I dug into Fury's Azerite traits yet? What's good? I haven't looked into that too much. Yeah, but I'll definitely be covering that, at least in a video. We'll probably do full guides for Fury and Arms like 2 to 3 weeks into the expansion, taking into account all of the changes going up to 120, and then also things like Azerite traits, because that's going to be, you know, tier and legendaries and all of that jazz rolled into one. So we'll get those going. Just need more time to figure out what's best and do my research and do some testing. From what I remember, I don't think any of the Azerite traits for Fury actually have like a direct impact on your gameplay. So I think it's going to end up being which one is just tuned the strongest. Just capping and recapping all over the place in here. Alright, let's get Will Breaker up. We keep returning our flag, but we keep losing as well. Can I mount? Thank you. Alright, let's go cap this base. Let's see if they're just gonna let me run in and get it. Nope. Silly Warlock. Did you try to fear a warrior? Flag. Nice. Let's get this Demon Hunter. Charges on cooldown. No wonder. No wonder. Should probably stay a little closer to the flag. Talking about heals. Could be worse. We could have no healers. We've already seen that tonight. Right, those guys are going to get the flag. I will sit here on this flag. Looks like we're losing Pandamine. Big thank you to all of you who have joined us on the stream tonight. Happy to see each and every one of you here. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I would invite you to consider doing so. We put out multiple videos every week, and we have multiple live streams every week. So if you haven't subscribed, do that, and you'll be notified when we drop new content. What's my second favorite class? That's a tough question. I would... It's going to be between Rogue and Druid. Wow, I charged straight through that binding shot, apparently. Yeah, it's going to be between Rogue and Druid. I would probably give the edge to Druid right now. I like all 4 specs, and I like having the versatility, being able to tank on classes that I'm playing regularly. The Ingenious Bastard. Thank you for the sub, man. I really appreciate it. We got a rogue around here. He's probably going for the flag. Oh, he's going for me. And we lost the flag too. Yep, this one's going to be an L. This one's going to be a loss. They're 3-capping now too. Yeah, second favorite class would probably be Druid. I like Feral. I really like Balance. Resto has always been my favorite healing spec in the game. And kind of top it off with Guardian, which is not the most engaging tank spec. I'll give you that. But I like being a bear. Especially like being the werebear. And up to the center. Time to die. Are we actually going to get to cap? I hope so. And mix it. But yeah, I also like Rogue. My favorite range class would probably be Mage. So I have to factor that in. Slow all these guys down. Did we really let them defend the mine? That was bad. I've been a warrior main for 7 years, but you always had a druid as an alt. I'm gonna tie here so we can just talk. I always had a druid as an alt, thinking of switching for BFA, but it's hard when you've been playing a warrior for so many years. Yeah, I mean, my druid was my main for the most part from vanilla all the way through MoP. I had other characters that I did more with than my druid sometimes. Like I rated more on my shaman and MoP. I tanked on my Death Knight a ton in Wrath. Like my Death Knight was probably my main in Wrath. But for the most part, my Druid was my main from vanilla all the way through MoP. But yeah, I just liked Warrior more and more every time they changed stuff, and ended up switching to him as a main in Warlords. And been happy with that decision every time I played him. Like one of the things I said in my video, like when I was talking about my thinking behind picking a main, when I'm playing my warrior, I don't really ever have the feeling that I wish I was on another class. Why am I attacking your pet? Yeah, I don't ever like, you know, say, oh man, I wish I was playing my rogue right now, or I wish I was playing my druid right now. When I'm on other classes, that eventually becomes a thing where I'm like, it'd be really nice to be back on the warrior, or it'd be really nice to be doing something else, but I just don't really have that on my warrior, and that's a big reason why it ended up being an easier choice than I thought it would be to go with the warrior for BFA. Does Rampage 4 Brutal Strikes interrupt those 4 strikes if you click another skill? No, it does not. In fact, so the way that it worked in Legion was it was like a fixed 1.5 second ability and global cooldown, so it never scaled down with haste. In BFA, they've just made it scale with haste completely, so it always fits in one global cooldown. So theoretically, if you have like Enrage and Bloodlust up and you have a lot of haste on your gear, you could be getting all 4 of those strikes in like, you know, less than half of a second. Fury PvE feels like End of Wrath. It's so smooth. Dude, it's awesome. I love it. I think my favorite thing about it is that every ability feels very intentional and very purposeful. Like you're either building up rage or you're using your rage. Every button that you press, and that just makes every button feel very rewarding. It's really nice. There's a reason I can confidently say it's my favorite spec in the game right now. Ooh, looky here. We got 2 bases. If we can get our flag back, we might actually win this thing. Let's try to avoid that druid grip. Alright, we gotta take this healer out. Gotta get their flag. Oh, tied at 1448. If we can just hold their flag, we'll win. See if we can just get it and run. If not, it might be a draw. Ooh, we got a lead now. Nice. I didn't think we were going to win that one. But we did. Warriors become your main again. You're worried, though, without the helm and pants. Worried about rage generation for Fury, more so for arms. I think it's a valid concern for arms, less for Fury, because you're not lacking anything to do, right? So there's going to be less rage generation, that's for sure. But you still have, you know, 2 really short cooldown abilities that generate a bunch of rage, and then your filler, Whirlwind or Furious Slash, whichever one you choose, also generates rage. So even when you're not enraged or you feel like it's a little bit slow, you're still building towards that next enrage window with Rampage. And then with arms, so I'll switch specs so we can just talk about it. Generally, you're gonna have some times where you have to wait for rage, but you can do things to alleviate that. So if you really don't like that playstyle, Deadly Calm is there, so you can, you know, get 6 seconds of rage-free attacks, and that during that time you're also building up more rage from your auto attacks, so that'll extend the amount of time that you're able to continue attacking. Now, ultimately, is that going to be more DPS than Avatar or In for the Kill? Well, we'll see once we get to 120 and once we have some sims going out and we're able to sim our own characters. We'll see how that ends up being balanced, but the playstyle at least is there. I think right now Skull Splitter is actually simming out to be the go-to talent in this tier, and that gives you 20 rage when you use it. So that's a nice little on-demand chunk of rage. Its cooldown is reduced by haste, so there's that. You can take Ravager, which generates rage over time. Anger Management is going to get you like back into the groove of things more quickly, so at the end of the day, I don't think ARMS is intentionally designed to be a global cooldown locked spec, but it's close enough, I think. And you'll have times where, like, you know, okay, so you can't use Slam for a couple of seconds because you need to save up Rage for Mortal Strike. It doesn't feel that bad, I don't think. I don't think it feels as bad as, like, playing a Ret Paladin and just having all of your abilities on cooldown and waiting for something to come up and be available again. That feels a lot worse to me than feeling a little bit rage-starved, but I don't know. It is what it is. That's going to do it for the stream tonight. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you for watching the BGs. Thank you for the conversation. I really appreciate that. and we'll catch you in that next one. We'll probably be streaming again on Wednesday. I will have a video coming out tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that. We'll be talking about just my thoughts on balancing time between alts and your main in BFA and in a new expansion in general. So yeah, we'll see you in the next video. We'll see you in the next stream. And until then, take care of yourselves. Have a great day. Peace.